Just talk to him.
Please, he's so tired.
Dude, I'm awake. I swear.
Your mental ability to overcome, like, and then just wait and just sit in it and sit in that uncomfortableness of you act on it and you start talking about it and you dwell in it, and it's like, you know, we all have those friends who just do. Let's put it this way: if you don't, do you believe that you have control over what happens if something goes wrong? So I think people need to take more of a more ownership of their actions.
Yeah, I think it's a tough water to tread, because then it's like, where does the bridge lie between blame and responsibility? Blame, bad. You shouldn't blame yourself. You should just learn from it. But responsibility, true, you can learn from that as well. Because if you don't know a situation was your fault, how are you supposed to grow from it? Like, if you blame something for your situation, you'll never grow from it, because you don't think you have anything to learn from.
That's like dwelling, though. That's why I say just, like, accept the fact that you had the control over it, you messed up, and move up. Like, move on. Like, but, like, I think one of the biggest things you can do for yourself is accept accountability for things, and I don't think enough people do that.
Oh, dude, there's no accountability in our society at all.
No.
No one accepts accountability for anything. But, like, the system that runs our country is so primed to teach people that. That, like, you are, someone else is the problem. You are not the problem. And then someone else we'll have this person fix your problems, or we'll fix your problems. That's the problem is, and again, I can't speak on other countries, but everyone in America just gets their problems fixed. It's like people just buy people's solutions to their problems to get them to vote for them. It really is a political issue, I think. Like, people's inability to take ownership in their actions is, like, just trained in us every day, I think. Playing the victim, all of it. It's just, like, in the society. I think America is, like, we are a fucking great country, but our society is so fucked.
True.
From, like, the food we feed our kids, the meds we throw in our body because we believe that the government and this like big pharma has our best interests. Oh, look, I see hot air balloons, I think. Maybe. Unless those are just floating rocks.
Oh, those are hot air balloons.
It'd be big rocks if they were floating.
Yeah, it's a big floating rock.
But no, it's just, like, funny if you look at our society in America, like, there's so many flaws. Like, I feel like the majority of people, this is maybe narcissistic to say, but, like, the majority of people are pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Like, so many people are drinking and driving, texting and driving. Like, so many people just live off the system and complain about bullshit that doesn't affect them in their lives. So many people have the worst mindset and attitude in health and don't take care of themselves and are just shitty parents. And it's just like, I don't want to be, like, negative here, but it really is true.
It's sad.
I was having a conversation the other day about, like, just assuming the best in people, and it's like, I don't know if that's beneficial in our world.
Not anymore.
I almost assume the worst in people so that the outcome is, like, it's only up from there.
Yeah.
It's like the baseline that I assume people are going to behave at or partake in a certain action at that could affect me is just, I just set at the floor. Like, it's helpless. True. Like, if I, like, walking on the street, you know, I hate walking with my back to cars. I don't fucking trust people here. People are so stupid. Like, my brother's a fireman. The amount of times he tells me people just get bucked. I don't like the word bucked, but it's true. It's from someone just sending a text message. It's like, it's such a culture here. I feel like Americans just think they can do whatever they want. I guess it's just turned into a rant on our civilization. But if I had coffee, maybe I'd be less ranty. I don't know.
I love how the other day you were like, I don't depend on coffee. I don't need coffee.
Well, I slept fucking 5 hours last night. And the night before I slept 3 hours.
Take accountability. You had control.
I wasn't complaining about it. I didn't blame anyone for my lack of sleep. Next topic.
Do you remember back when we were younger when you'd go into a grocery store and you could smell fruit?
Which ones?
Like all the grocery stores. Like, you remember, like, and you might not, because you're younger than me, but there was a time I'm not even fucking with you. Like, it's
No,
a serious problem.
I know you're not.
Because, like, I was talking to one of my buddies yesterday, and he's from South Africa, and he was talking about the fact that, like, in our country, when he's like, in other countries, when you walk into like a grocery store, you can smell all the flavors and like the things that are around, like fruits and veggies,
produce, the stuff that's alive.
Everything, like alive and like everything. And like, he was like, I came over here, and he's like, the first year I was here, it was, you could kind of smell. And he's like, ever since then, you go into like a grocery store or you go around somewhere, and you just, there's no smells. And like, it didn't hit me until he said it, and I was like, thinking how sad and disgusting that is. Like, kids won't ever know that. And then also, when you go to like a farmer's market and you have that freshness, that's fresh smell.
I know what you're talking about from a farmer's market.
Yeah, and that's how fruit and vegetables should smell. And it's like, they don't do that in the grocery store. And it's like, even if there truly is organic stuff in the grocery store, that should be smelling like fruit.
Yeah. And
it's like it just hit me when you said like our country with like the fruits and the vegetables and like the agriculture and stuff like that. It's like yeah, that used to be a thing. You used to be able to like walk into a grocery store, and like if you walked to that one side, you'd be like, oh, like you never like picked up and went, oh, it's fruit, but you knew you were in the fruit section.
It's because they made less money with their fruit back then, so there was better fruit. Now we make more money with our fruit, so it's shittier fruit. No, I do know what you're saying. I mean, shit, we try to smell melons, we can't even smell like putting our nose in them. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to tell this motherfucker's right.
I just want to know. And we've fucked up the last 6 melons.
I've given up on melons for the season.
Dude, melon season's over.
I'm a summer melon guy. That's it.
Melon season, dude. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Should we tell them about the world's best melon that they probably don't know about?
I mean, we can tell them about it. I mean, they're not gonna find it.
Or do you just not want to like? Because if we tell them, that's less of them for us.
It's true. Yeah, you guys aren't gonna know.
Because then it's like if there's 40 melons at the store and only 3 are ripe, and we tell everyone about our melons, there might no longer be 3 ripe melons.
This is facts. Yeah, you guys aren't gonna know about those melons. Just know it's probably the best melon you've ever had in your life.
Damn, you're gonna hit them like that?
It's the best melon.
You're gonna tell them they can't know it, and then tell them there's a pet peeve.
Maybe they go find it.
Dude, I hate when people are like, dude, I gotta tell you something. Like, what is it? Well, I can't right now. I borderline don't want to be your friend right now, actually. I just considered
it's all right.
Your presence in my life. You know what? Tell you what, you could be my friend again when you tell me things, when you tell me you're gonna tell me them. Kyler called me the other day, remember? You remember this? Big news.
I hate that.
He called me just to tell me he's got big news. Mm-hmm. But then he told me that he can't tell me. How about just fucking call me when you got it? When you can tell me.
I think my biggest pet peeve with that is when somebody texts you and they go like, hey, we've got to talk about something. You're like, okay, what's going on? And they're like, so how's your day? Like, that's not what we're here for. Like,
are they gonna tell you and they're just putting it off?
Either that, or one thing that my mom does that drives me crazy is I'll get on the phone with her and like she'll be like, hey, I'll be like, what's going on? And she's like, oh, nothing, just like I've got a lot going on right now. I'll call you back in a little bit. I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, call me back later. She goes, okay, cool, how are you doing? And I'm like, you just made it very clear you have to go. This is not a conversation now. You're gonna start it. Like, I was like, you can't do that. And she's like, you're right. And I was like, yeah, hang up. She does that all the time, and it's so funny.
That's hilarious.
Because now it's a joke. Whenever she does it, I'm just like, she'll be like, I gotta go. I'm like, wait, how are you? And she's just like, fine, how are you? I'm like, great, okay, let's get into this conversation because obviously you have nothing going on.
Yeah.
Like, it's just.
I like when someone reaches out about something specific, and the conversation has come to an end, and I'm like, but how's it going? How's life? Because then they're just like, wait, I was not what I was texting you about. I don't care. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, how is everything?
Yeah. I think another one of my favorites is when somebody like has something to talk about, or they're just like, they just need someone to vent to, and they just come to you and they start venting, and then you just let them go and like let them emotionally throw up, and then at the end of it you're like, well, I'm doing fine. Like,
thanks for asking.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I'm great. That's true. And then, yeah, most people, like, you're probably not the type of person to do the same thing. So it's like you're not going to say it unless someone asks.
Yeah.
In your head, you're like, wow, I wish I could say all these things.
Yeah.
I'm feeling very similar.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, you're going through the exact same thing as me, but you're just yelling about it.
Maybe it's good. At least they're talking about it.
Yeah, get it out, man. Emotionally throw up.
Like,
it's a good thing.
When 2 people leave that conversation, one person feels free and the other feels like shit.
Yeah, the other one just picked up all of their shit.
Yeah, so one is technically doing it right.
Yeah.
The one who just did it.
Yep. You just double down on their shit.
Idols and stardom.
Mm.
Like, I feel like a lot of people I know, actually, let's reword this. A couple people I know that I've talked to are the type of people where, like, I feel like people will always say this. If you say it, they'll say it. But, like, I feel like a lot of people I know a couple people I know are really set in stone on the fact that like there's no one out there that could make them act any different. Like if you met someone and freak out, like there's no one out there that make you freak out to me.
No.
But I feel like the mass majority of people, the average person has somebody that like they're a massive fan of, and that they would probably freak out in some regard. Like I've watched some high level people freak out about someone. I'm like, wait, what is happening right now? Like I've never seen this. And so I figured you're on my page by what you just said. I will try. I had to share my opinion here. I don't think there's a single human on Earth where I'd be like, I'd act any different around.
I don't think I'd act any different around him. I'd be like, oh, this is interesting. Like, I'm always one of those people who I observe.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm like, are you... Because I always, like, break them down and be like, are you like the person that I see in the, like, movies? Or are you actually like the person that's, like, when you're getting interviewed? Because I like to break people apart. So it's just, like, I'll kind of, like, analyze a lot. Like, meeting, like, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Like, just a big dude. He just, like, did not have any... I didn't have anything. Like, it was like, okay, like... Dwayne The Rock Johnson is cool. He's bigger than I thought he was going to be. That was it. That was the only thought that went through my head.
It's also funny to see them, like, take a step out and, like, send a text message.
Yeah.
Like, I do that, too.
Yeah, they just
all right, Dwayne.
Humanize them. Or, like, when I was, like, my whole thing with Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Like, came in, same guy that you see on TV. Just came in, the first thing he did was rip me apart for rolling my jeans.
It's not cool of him, dude.
It was funny.
Sometimes rolled jeans are a good look.
It was really funny. It's like, oh, you expecting water? And I was like...
That's a solid comment.
I was like, wow. All right, nice to meet you too.
Expecting water.
But no, I don't think...
not expecting water, Kevin, because you drowned him out.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's up to his chest. But like, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of people that I've met where I thought I was gonna have a reaction, and then I realized that it's just another person.
I think it's a scale of neat.
It is a scale of neat.
How neat is it to see this person?
This is neat.
Like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
That'd be max neat.
That'd be very neat.
Like Elon was at Beau Steakhouse one day when I was there.
Really?
It was pretty neat. I didn't see him. If I did, I would have said, it's neat.
Neat.
Look at him with his family doing normal things.
Just neat things.
But then it's like I saw like Post Malone, who I love. Still kind of neat, but not like crazy neat. He's pretty normal. Like I see him. He seems like one of the most normal people in the music industry.
I just don't understand why people change when they like meet someone. Like, you would never go up to somebody and call them by like Mr. or Mrs. like last name, like unless you're like working. And I've had
Mr. Malone.
And I've had people before like, who were we with? I was with a group of people and they said like somebody walked by and they're like, oh, how's it going, Mister? And it was like some actor, and I was like, just call him whatever his name is. Like, just
it's so weird.
Like, if like let's just say for example like Zac Efron walked by, I'm not gonna be like, oh, what's going on, Mr. Efron? It's like, what's up, Zach? Like,
maybe if he's my boy.
Like,
what's up, Mr. Efron?
It's like, what's up,
no,
Zach? Like,
no, not then.
No, it's like, why are you bringing them down or like putting them on a pedestal? It's like, no, that's just now. If you were raised in like a family where they're like, it's like an old person where it's, you know, like
it's respecting.
Like if Robert De Niro, Mr. De Niro, I'm a fan. You know, like, thank you. Like, I wouldn't be like, hey, Rob. like dab him up.
Like Mr. Scheller would make sense.
Yeah.
Because you're like 80.
Exactly. You know, if you even call me Scotty,
I would never.
I will.
It's disrespectful. It's like if I'm gonna act up and make old jokes, I gotta at least respect you as an elder.
I'm gonna say you better walk me across the street. This
now just sidetracked me to an even better thing to talk about.
Let's talk.
My favorite thing I've ever heard is someone discussing. I'm gonna offend so many people right now. How fucking beta it is to wear another person's name on your shirt and go support them at a fucking game. Like, I'm not into sports, so from an outside perspective, I think this is the funniest concept ever. That like, if you fucking idolize these sports athletes and you show up to their game with their name on your back, you are their bitch. And it's just it's actually low-key so true if you like conceptualize it, like the fact that these are regular people. There's nothing special about the guy who you wore his t-shirt to his game.
True.
Now, is he really good at something that you guys enjoy to do? Yes, so I understand that. I just think when I heard that concept for the first time, it fucking threw me, dude. I was like, this is awesome.
Like, if you're, and I think it goes down to, if you're wearing it for the fact that you're trying to support that one guy, then yeah, you're a fan, and that's like a little bit weird. But I think if you're wearing it more of like, oh, it's a sick jersey,
I support the team.
I support the team. The number looks dope. Like,
this is my favorite player.
Not even that. Just like I like the team, and I like because I was always the kid because I played hockey growing up, and it was like I always had like my one guy who I really really idolized who got me into hockey was Jeremy Roenick. So I had a Roenick jersey.
Oh, but of course, I love Jeremy Roenick.
But like the rest of the jerseys that I have that have like names on them, I was just like, oh, that's a cool jersey. Yeah. Like I didn't really care whose name was on it, and and then if I did, I would always go for the person that like no one knew on the team.
Yeah.
Just to make fun of it. So like everybody else had like the crazy star's name, and I had like the third string. Like no one really cared. Like was just out there doing his thing kind of.
I'm more of a numbers guy when I was young. I was like, what's a cool number? Oh, number 69. Yeah, I'll have that one. Because I was mature growing up, obviously.
Got that.
But no, I really do want to make it clear that like it is in our culture. It is normal.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. I just thought that take on it was hilarious because nobody realizes that if you actually take a step back and look at it, it's a bunch of adults almost cheerleading for a player that they're obsessed with. It's a beta concept.
I've never really understood getting tattoos of your sports teams. Like it's never made sense to me. It's like you're branding yourself with a sports team.
You're doing them marketing on your body forever for no reason.
For free, and then you're also making. Also, when I see it, I'm kind of like, that's not cool. And then I'm like, you're making the team look kind of trashy because you're a fan of the team.
Hey, dude, should I start doing my left sleeve and just make it a brand partner sleeve?
It's just all like.
And this sleeve, I made about $3 million on this sleeve.
Like when we're talking about marketing and stuff like that, and you're like pitching yourself to a brand, you're just like, listen, extra $10,000, I got a place for you.
I could either do a 1-minute integration on Instagram, or I could do a 300-year, a 85-year long-term tattoo program.
Listen, and I'm filling up quick. I've got like 2.7 inches over here. If you want to throw your name on there.
Listen, by next week the rates are going to double because property is it's scarce.
Now my elbows, they're a little ashy, so I'm going to drop the price this time of year.
If you want an elbow placement, we get you with an upper thigh for almost nothing.
Yeah, that's pennies to the dollar right there.
Listen, I just gave someone an idea, and someone's going to do this.
Someone's going to run with it.
And it might be me. But no, I think that's a funny fucking concept. I just think there's something odd about idolizing another human being. Idolizing is actually I need to be careful of that term, because idolizing means more, in my mind, means more so you take inspiration from them, and that's cool. They inspire you. They are something that gives you a reason for why you enjoy doing it, which is cool. Like, I think idolizing Justin Bieber, either because A, he's a really good person. You think so? I don't know if he is. Or B, he's a great musician, and you're a musician, or you want to be a good person, or you want to be grounded, whatever it may be. That I get that, but putting these people on a pedestal when you meet them, you can't speak. And again, this is me throwing shade at so many people. Right?
And I don't know if it's really the word idolize, because if you really break down idols, an idol, like the truest term of an idol is putting somebody on a pedestal in like worship, and so
it's biblical.
It is biblical. You're not supposed to have any idols. And so it's like, I don't think idol is the right word. I think having like respect and like what you were saying is, like wanting, I don't know what the word would be.
I mean, it's a phrase. I think maybe it's people you look up to.
I think that's what it'd be. It'd be like the people you look up to, or that give you inspiration or inspire you.
I think an idol too is just, every word has its different connotations.
Yeah. I mean, because really your phone could be your idol if you spend more time with it. And, it's like.
But no, I do think an idol is similar, someone you look up to. Like, that's how I think of an idol, whether the definition says that or not. I don't know, man. I see people, like, I don't understand. Like, I always say, like, if you're freaking out about something, like, you see Bieber, and you're like, oh my God, Justin! Something like that. And just so our neighbors wake up. And then you're like, oh, he just woke up. Like, what did he do this morning? He must have been extravagant. He probably had gold flaked scrambled eggs.
And I think like one way that I would always kind of think about it is like, if you were walking down the street and someone was just like, Jessica, you're like,
do you want me to do it? I could do it if you want.
Thank you.
Jessica!
There you go. It's like, how would you feel?
We just woke our neighbor up, by the way.
Yeah, Jessica's up. But like how would like it's a cool feeling, but like I think I'd get more feeling out of it if you came up to me and you're just like, hey, like, thank you. Like,
I agree.
Like, yeah, like, and also I hate.
Say it, dude. Get on him.
Hate.
Tell him.
Not hate, but like
the most. You were so passionate about that three times.
I do hate it because it's just like weird. It's like, why in a moment of meeting somebody that you truly quote unquote idolize, why are you wasting time taking a picture with them? Savor the moment. You care about this person so much, and this person means so much to you that you're gonna waste your time being like, hey, like, can we get a picture?
Yeah.
Like, I get it that it's a cool moment, but be in the moment. Like, why not ask them a question? You've had all this time to like fantasize about this moment or whatever. It's like you're gonna waste the moment with a picture.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't ever make any sense to me. Like, dude, like, I would rather put my phone away and talk to you for as long as I possibly can if I had that moment.
No, I agree. I think I don't want to like put people
And I'm not putting people down because it's cool, but like, when are you ever gonna go back and be like, oh, look at that photo?
I think there's nothing wrong with the photo, but I think your idea is a good idea to try.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it's like the photo. You should decide for yourself. Like, do I really need a photo, or is that time more valuable?
Mm-hmm.
And can I build a stronger connection with someone for just a quick moment in time?
Yeah.
And level with them more, because that's the thing. You ask for a photo, and now you're putting yourself down and them up.
And it's also like, you know, like, and not putting anybody down. Like, so I'm sorry if I offended anybody.
It's just that we have to be clear about this, because like a lot of you guys watching and supporting, like,
yeah,
there is such a big culture for fandom right now,
mm-hmm.
and that's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
I just am like, I was trying to conceptualize the sports one because it's funny,
Mm-hmm.
and this just like, this is good things for you guys to understand. It's like,
yeah, and it's funny because think about it this way: if you have any kind of stardom, when people come up to you and they take a picture with you, that person's in just like the crowd. It's like, yeah, great, you took a picture with me. I would get so much more out of it and remember you as a fan if you came up and were just like, hey, how's it going? Like, my name's Christy. Like, I just wanted to talk to you for like, yeah, how are you doing?
I just
like,
didn't need a photo. Yeah.
You just didn't need a photo at all, and just gave me a second of your time where we actually communicated.
Yeah.
I would remember that.
Oh, 100%.
You know, like, and I know that happened to you. Is like when people come up to you and they're like, hey, do you remember me? Like, I was in like a video of yours,
yeah.
And you're like, that's right, you were.
I will
like,
say it is. Like, there's people come up and act like I should know who they are, and I don't. And
yeah.
That sucks. And there's people who come up and they're just a fan.
Mm-hmm.
And there's someone who comes up and, like, I literally remember every time if they give me a thing to think about.
Exactly.
Unless it's like a playlist or, like, I met you a playlist. I'm like, okay.
They hand you a CD and they're like, hey, here's my
I
record.
met 5,000 people at playlists, but...
Remember I gave you my EP that one time?
I actually remember that. If someone walked up and handed me a CD EP in 2022...
That'd be sick.
All right, better yet. This one I do think is absolutely stupid, so don't take offense to this, because we've all done it when we were young.
Probably still do it.
Signatures, dude.
Oh my god.
Autographs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think autographs are so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, even in adulthood, I'd say in the past 2 years, there has probably been a scenario where I'm like, someone's like, do you want their autograph? I'm like, the fuck do I want their autograph for?
I don't think I've ever met somebody in my life, even the people that I really looked up to, where I was like, I need that person's autograph.
I need the thing he signs documents with now.
Everything that I've ever gotten autographed has just been given to me, and I'm like, that's neat. Like,
I think when I was a kid, I would do it, and I got a piece of paper.
Yeah.
I'd go home and be like, whoa. And I'd be like, why?
Yeah, exactly.
Why? How come? Now what?
Like,
what do I do with it?
Like, I have things that are signed that I'm like, it's a piece of history, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, that's neat. But, like, I would never, like, sit there and go, like, man, look at that.
Also, like, why?
I
Why
don't
is
know.
when you write your name on something,
No.
like you're marking it? Like,
It's like, oh, like, you signed divorce papers with
like
this.
just piss on it next
Yeah,
time. Like,
like,
mark your territory that
Yeah,
way.
Kiss it.
Post Malone peed on this. I thought I just used Post Malone this whole episode. Posty peed on this shirt. I could probably sell for more than if he signed it. Ain't no one give a fuck about his autograph unless
No.
you're trying to forge some statements and steal all his money.
Autographs don't ever make any sense to
Might
me.
even be some liability to me if you ask. You just gave me a perfect blueprint to practice your signature.
True.
I could sign a waiver. I could release liability for you.
I could take your life. You are now me.
I could
now
get you out of school early. Oh no, man! I just think signatures are fucking so
Signatures
stupid.
are so dumb.
I just see people like,
Ugh.
and again, I don't judge people, but I do. I'm like, what the fuck are you gonna do with that? What is that? You just ruined a shirt. You could have met him and had a good shirt. Now you met him and you fucked up a shirt. You almost ruined a little bit more of your night.
You know, it's like really like, it makes me uncomfortable, but I appreciate it.
Talk to me, dude.
Is when somebody buys your dinner that you don't know who they are. Like, you're out with a group of
I think
people,
that's
like,
a pretty power movie.
it's
though.
a power move,
That's
and
pretty cool.
it's really dope. But it's like, then you're kind of like looking around, like they're like, oh no, the bill's been taken care of, and you're like, by who? And they're like, oh, they didn't want me to tell you. And then it's kind of like the scavenger hunt to see who's staring at you.
And you'll know too.
Oh, you already do.
Hey, he's like, don't tell him. Oh,
Yeah.
he's all dope, and
Yeah,
then you're paying. He's like,
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't me.
I've heard because we were in LA one time, and this kid did that to like.
shit.
This kid did that to I don't know who were we with, but we were with like a decent group, and it was people like micro influencers. But he bought our pizza, and I remember like they were like, oh no, he took care of it, and like we're like, who's he? And he was like, oh, don't worry about it. And I was like, is this you? Like,
Don't worry about it.
like it was so weird because we're like looking around like who are we? Like we're like, did he buy the wrong people the wrong pizza? Like I was like, are we get the? Is this ours? Like
He goes, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
This is the
exactly.
wrong table.
Rob Lowe walks in.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, I think that's funny shit.
Dude,
but I
like-
love doing it.
Oh,
Doing
dude,
it's
it's so
great.
much fun when you do it.
Especially if you actually like. Okay, like I said, I make the jokes because there's so many people out there that do shit. That I do it for the people. I don't do it for me, and they'll do that. They'll like pay for someone's food and then fucking stare at them so they
Yeah.
know exactly who it is. I love the people that like, and I've done this a couple of times, so I love me. Where I pay for something and I fucking dip. Like,
Yeah,
you don't
all
even
the
buy.
time.
You didn't find out until I'm out of there.
Yep.
I'm down the street.
Yep.
And then I just don't even. But I do think about it. A
Yeah.
lot. It's hard for me to let go of it.
I always think of like what the person goes through in that moment of being like, oh, I have a secret admirer. Like, whoa. And
Did they
so-
leave flowers?
Exactly. And like before inflation and all that stuff, appreciate it. I used to do that at Starbucks all the time.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Inflation.
There
I
you go.
appreciate it.
But like, I would literally like, I'd go into the Starbucks drive-through, and whoever was behind me in that line at that
Just
moment,
gonna bring that up.
I was just gonna pay for all of their coffees.
That's awesome.
Just because it's fun because then it's like a build your own adventure. So like the rest of the day it gives me something to think about. I'm like, ooh, I wonder what Stephanie did with that.
Mhm.
I wonder what she bought. Ooh, I wonder what like. And then it's also funny because you get everybody's order. So I'm like, what they order behind me? What they order behind them? And then you're just like, oh, it's terrible. I'm not paying for that. Like you're just like,
Matcha?
yeah,
The fuck
yeah,
outta
yeah,
here.
tell them they're not
Skip
getting.
them.
Yeah, don't do that. But
You say they put oat milk in there? No.
But just like try that. So, like if you guys want like a fun
it is a good
a fun feeling is just do that and then try to like build a story around it in your head. Like I do it more for me a lot of the time where I'm just like, this is gonna be a really fun adventure.
So the way you do it is very rich people of you, right? Because like you have two options, okay? I choose the poor people option, all right? You have
Okay.
the option, you have to get to the window to do this,
Yeah.
right? And so when you get to the window,
Mhm.
there's one car behind you.
Mm-hmm.
There's the entire drive-through.
Mm-hmm. There
I'm-
can only ever be like 4 people behind
I'm
me.
like the
realistically.
pay for the guy behind me guy. You know
Oh,
what I mean? You're
okay.
like the I'm fucking rich, get them all.
Dude, just go to the
Hey.
small just go to the small drive-throughs.
Take my card, I'll come pick it up tonight. Pay for it all day. That'd be a fucking sick
That's a
power
power
move.
move right there.
That'd be a dope YouTube video. I don't know if I'm rich enough for that. I don't know what Starbucks brings in a day, but it's got to be disgusting.
So I forgot who did that one time. They walked in, they're like, peasants, I shall free thee. And he's
Oh, like
inside-
they walked in and paid for the whole restaurant?
Yeah, he's like, peasants, I shall free thee. And like, it's like a really close up and it backs up. And he's like Subway or something like that. And he's just like, peasants, I shall free thee. All of your meals are on me. And it's just, he's standing in a Subway. There's like 2 people.
It cost
sitting
him
there.
$40.
There was like 2 people sitting there with him.
Oh my god. I wonder what Starbucks makes in a day. Like what an
my
average. It can't be
God.
that much money.
No.
20 grand?
I mean, no, it's gotta be more than that.
Yeah, it's got to be like 100 grand.
Especially-
No, but I mean, like how? Though?
I guess it depends on the store. Like you think of like
Oh,
the
it's just
one in
math.
like, you think of the one in like Times Square.
I don't want to know.
Like, think of that.
I think also mobile orders probably add a lot of money.
Mhm.
So let's just do some drive-through math. Okay, because I have drive-through inside mobile.
Yes.
It'd be cool to go in like, hey, I'll pay for everyone in the drive-through with this card today.
Mm-hmm.
What are we thinking? So let's say how many cars per hour could go through the drive-through?
Dude, at least 100.
So
At
every minute,
least.
every 10 minutes, it's probably about 3 to 5 cars. Maybe that's 5's a lot for 10 minutes. That's 2 minutes of moving, getting your stuff.
If it is an
leaving
optimal drive-through, I'd say 5 cars
per
per like
10
10
minutes.
minutes, yeah.
So we're looking at 30 cars an hour.
yeah.
Okay, this is easy math. See
The
this?
average order is probably about 7. Let's say.
No, I'd say like $12. I'll just give it to him.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'd
single
say
drinks to crazy group drinks.
I'd say 7. I'd say $8.
We're gonna say 10 for math.
Okay. So
Okay.
10.
So that's $300 an hour,
Mm-hmm.
and they're open pretty long.
They're open from
They open
4
like
a.m. 4 to like 7.
Yeah, they're open a while. That's
Yeah.
like 15 hours.
Yeah.
Fuck. 4. Okay, so I'm gonna guess it's a little more than this. This is at a low. We're gonna say
Yeah.
drive-through makes five grand a day. I'm gonna say drive-through makes more like 10, 15 grand a day. That sounds more realistic.
I'd say that it just kind of depends on the area. Like that's like it's like around here.
But
people
we just imagine an almost non-stop drive-through.
Oh yeah,
because what we just said was cars that don't stop. Like, and there's times a day where I don't think any drive-through has a car in it at every single moment of the day.
Except for like Dutch Bros.
Dutch Bros,
always
yeah, no,
has
Starbucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's say the whole I guess like a good Starbucks franchise makes $30,000 a day. That's probably average within everything. Dude, that's nothing. $4,000 a day, bro. I mean, I'm poor, but like, I mean, hypothetically, like,
I've made it.
I got a brand.
Yeah,
Honey.
do that.
Today's video is sponsored by Honey. Honey paid for all your drinks today. And even if you get honey, they paid for the honey too.
Yeah. Nuts.
That was sick. All right, one more topic for
Let's
this.
do it.
Today's just a fucking
Yeah, we need coffee.
I don't know.
Maybe we are dependent.
Dude, catch me on a day where I slept and I'll be fucking vibing. Where do you find inspiration? Or when I said it wasn't actually a question. I was just reading it and then I realized it came off like a question. Or we could talk about like raising a family, like that being the goal of our lives. I don't know what the goal of your life is. It's the goal of my life.
I think that one has to be in the relationship video.
Scotty, where do you find inspiration?
It's gonna sound super cheesy.
Oh, here we go.
And it's gonna sound super just like.
Should we serve it on a roll with some steak? Maybe a couple peppers?
Yes, French dip sandwich with
Maybe some onions?
Ooh, that's a good one. It's a good sandwich.
Philly cheesesteak.
No. Ooh, I do like Philly cheesesteaks.
Yeah, I thought you liked like what the heck?
Yeah,
you
those
always
are
say
fire.
good things.
Yeah, those are fire. My friends.
Oh, I thought you were saying my friends, and then you're
my friends.
and
my
then
friends.
You're gonna say it.
My friends. Let me talk to you.
Oh, your friends.
My friends.
That is fucking cheese. No,
My friends. I truly find inspiration in my friends and what my close group, my circle are doing. You know, because like we've talked about before, I only surround myself with people who are hustlers and like are really going for it, and that I can help, and that I love to be a part of their lives. And I think when I start to kind of like shake in my understanding of things, and when I start to kind of like get down on myself a little bit, all I have to do is think about one thing that one of my friends is achieving right now, and it puts me right back in hustle grind mode, just because it's just hype. I love watching my friends succeed, and I love watching the people that I love succeed. And so that's what gives me inspiration every single time. Like if I'm in a creative hole or a creative rut, I literally will just go hang out with somebody that I know is doing something, and my creativity just sparks back up, like immediately.
That's very interesting. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a fun.
Do you take direct inspiration from your friends too? Like say your friends are doing something dope, you're like, that's cool.
I would say sometimes. I think we all kind of like, because when you're around the people that you spend the most time around, normally they're pretty much they're a lot like you.
You're
and
fucked.
So I know.
You're fucked.
I know. It's terrible. I actually want a small dog now. But I think in that sense of like, are they directly impacting me in that way where it's like, yeah, like a direct inspiration, like they're doing something, I need to do it? No, I think it's more of just kind of like, if they're doing something with their life, I'm inspired to do more with my life, because I'm inspired to help them and I'm inspired to be on their same level, and I'm inspired to work as hard as they are, and that just inspires me to do whatever it is I need to get done.
I think that's pretty cool. I think that's good. That means if you always have friends that are doing, then you're always inspired.
100%. I don't have a day that I wake up where I'm not like, I never wake up and go like, what's going on today?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's never one of those days where it's like, I have to figure something out. It's like, no, like, I can literally just look to somebody and just be like, what are they doing? That's sick. And all of a sudden I'll start getting creative with my shit.
It's like Chewbacca a little bit.
It was. We could have done that for Halloween.
Chewy?
Yeah.
Seems just like an expensive costume.
Chewy. Oh, you just throw hair on you. Just like put like super glue on you and go roll you around a dog cage.
I just tell people I'm Chewbacca.
Yeah, there we go. Just a name tag. A jersey.
I realized lately that when I ask people questions, like, people expect me to answer them in return. I don't really know what my inspiration is, to be honest. I don't, like, really know where I pull in. Like, I was thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Self-inspired.
I was gonna say, one thing that's, like, very cool about you is you have a lot of inspiration in your head. And so, like, I think you're inspired by the thoughts that come through, and then you a lot of times will outwardly say something, and you're inspired by I think you're also inspired by people around you, because there's been times where we're having a conversation, you're like, that's a fucking good idea, and your phone will come out.
Yeah.
But then it's like, or you'll be like, I had that idea, and then you'll be like, and then you'll break it down, and all of a sudden I see you getting like super inspired about it, and super like, or even like the business talks. We started talking just like little bits about the business that you want to start. Beau's stuff coming soon. But like
Dutch Beau's.
Yeah, Dutch Beau's. But we started talking about like very small business stuff with you one day, and it just started growing. Where every day there was something more of you thinking about it and breaking it down and developing a plan and, you know, coming to fruition with it. Where it's like, could this work out? Could this do that? And then you were just saying pulling inspiration. So I think you get inspiration from ideas.
Yeah, I think I definitely get inspired by people. I try to figure out like who are the people that I consume because I want to, or because, again, I usually only consume content for one of two reasons: A, to learn; B, because it's somebody that I admire within my space.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily because I just enjoy their content. And I do think I try to pull inspiration. Like why? Like I try to understand why do I enjoy this, and like how can I? If I enjoy it, then it's got. I think like that book I told you need to read. Forget what it's called. Something about stealing something, being thieves. Everyone's thieves. Nothing's original. I don't fucking know.
It's basically a blueprint on how to break into places.
Yeah, exactly. And in the book, it talks about like there's really no original ideas. It's all just different iterations of past ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I always try to. I definitely am good at that. It's pulling inspiration from people I admire and putting a twist on it to make it my own.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like a place I pull inspiration from. I don't know, man. I'm just not inspired.
I don't think you give yourself enough credit there.
Kidding. I am very inspired. I don't know. I've realized lately, like especially the past 2 weeks, a lot of answers about I don't know the answer to.
I mean, you're supposed to have those. You're not supposed to have the answer to everything.
I'm on a journey to find them out.
Well, that's half the fun of life.
Like, why am I so ugly? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that one's.
Who will ever know?
I could tell you that one, but
Oh,
yeah,
please don't.
I won't. We'll keep that one in the box.
Oh, hey, dude.
Well,
It's been an honor.
it's been an honor.
Oh my God.
Let's get to church.
Praise the Lord.